Okay, so this should be quite a quick video today. It's on 4.2 quality, which is quite a small little unit of work. The first thing that you need to know, as per usual, is your definitions. And we're looking at what is quality. Quality basically means three things. It's fit for purpose, which means that it does what it's supposed to do. It does what it's advertised for. It does its job. It meets legislative rules. It meets laws, any sort of restrictions. And it meets customer expectations. It's important to note those customer expectations are actually normally set by you as the producer and as the seller. You kind of tell them about what the quality of your product is, but you can't lie about it because they've then got that expectation. It's also important to note that customer expectations is set by kind of price point. If you buy an expensive luxury product, you expect good quality. That's why you're willing to pay the money for it. But if you buy a cheaper product, you're likely to expect lower quality. So lower quality is acceptable for a cheaper product. Then you need to know, why is it important? Why do people care about quality? Why is it important to you as a business owner? Firstly, so you don't lose customers. It's easy to lose customers by having a poor quality product. You spend months and months creating an advertising campaign and creating a product that's really good quality, or that you think is really good quality, and then you send out a dud product, and that customer will be really disappointed in that dud product, and then they'll tell their friends and family about it, and so you lose customers really, really quickly. It's also important to avoid waste. If you create a rubbish product, people are going to return it, and they might not return it in a very good way, so then you can't sell it. If your production line isn't producing consistently good quality products, you might have a lot of products that you need to throw away. If you are subject to a recall and the regulator says, actually, that's not a very good quality product, you're going to have to recall it, that's going to cost you money. So all of these things cause waste and cost you money. Then, lastly, reputation, and consequently, sales. People will talk about the quality of your product, and you'll build up an image as a company, the quality of your product, and if it's not very good, people aren't going to buy it. But if it is good, people will buy it. So your reputation is really important because it leads to your sales. There's two methods of ensuring quality: quality control and quality assurance. Let's start with quality control. Quality control is checking that the product meets all of the quality expectations, meets the required standards at the end of production. So it's about checking the finished product. Once it's been made, it is then checked. For example, you create a car, you don't check it at any point along the production line, but at the very end of the production line, it goes through a really thorough inspection. Or you have to lab test your food to make sure that it meets regulations. If you create a gluten-free product, for example, you have to then send it off to the lab to check that it meets gluten-free regulations. In terms of services, because this is about products and services, remember both need to be good quality. It could be a mystery shopper who goes into a shop or a restaurant and goes through all of the service to check that the quality is there. There's advantages and disadvantages of this. We'll start with advantages. Prevents faulty goods being sold. Or faulty services, I suppose. It's identified that they're not good quality before they're sold, at the end of production. not disruptive to production. Production keeps going, people keep making the product or the service whilst these inspections are going on. So that's good in terms of money, you can keep generating revenue. And the business may benefit from an improved reputation for having good quality products, because they're all going through a quality control check. However, as always, there are disadvantages as well. It doesn't prevent waste, because you're only checking at the end. So if you identify at the end that a product isn't good quality, it's entirely got to be thrown away. It costs money. Obviously you've got to employ somebody to check the product at the end, and that's going to cost you. And there's no worker responsibility. Nobody is being checked on their independent work. If you are responsible for putting the seats into the car, you're not being checked on that independent work. The entire car is being checked at the end. So there's no worker responsibility, which basically means people aren't motivated and they don't care. So they're more likely to produce poor quality products. The second way of assuring quality is quality assurance. And this is where workers check their work at every stage of production. There's kind of an ethos of quality, of the importance of quality throughout the entire business, throughout the entire production line, and everybody is responsible for quality checking. So this is throughout, and this is finished. These are checked at every stage, these are only checked at the end. It's important to note that this is about creating an ethos at the company that quality is really, really important. So there may even be situations where employees are invited to quality meetings, and they're invited to give their feedback and their ideas about how quality can be improved. People are really, really valued on their feedback here. So, advantages. I'm going to struggle to fit all this in, I think. There's less waste. Because if you're identifying after stage 1 of production that something's not good enough, you throw it out at that point. You don't have to wait all the way to the end and use all of the production materials. You identify really early on that it's not a good product. That then obviously equals less cost. Saves you money, basically. Employees may feel valued because they're being given responsibility. They're being told to check their own work. They're being told that they are to trust their own workmanship and check their own workmanship. If they feel valued, like we've discussed before, they're going to be more motivated, which means two things. You're going to retain them for longer, which means that you haven't got to go through the recruitment process, which costs you time and money. And they're going to be more productive in the workplace, so they're going to earn you more money. Lastly, same as before, improved reputation. Whether you're quality checking or quality assuring, you are making sure that the products that go out to customers are high enough quality for sale. So therefore you're going to have an improved reputation for both. Disadvantages. Disruptive to production. If you realise that the product that you're currently making isn't good enough, you've got to stop what you're doing and throw it away and start again. And that then halts the next people in the production line as well. So it can be really disruptive. That can cost you money. Training. If you're giving employees the responsibility of checking their own work, you're going to have to train them to do that. To train them to do that is going to cost you money. And lastly, how can I word this? If I put employee worry. Yes, whilst we talk that in general, most employees will feel valued by being given responsibility and will work harder and be more motivated by that, That's not true for all employees. Some employees will find the extra responsibility an awful lot of stress and won't be able to work under it. So it depends on the type of people that you've got working for you, whether you're going to have stressy workers or valued, motivated workers. And you might get a mix of that, and you might lose some people because they're stressed by this responsibility. Okay, I hope that makes sense. It's a short one this week. That's quality.